Hello, 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 hello. Oh my god, music! Why you do that? Just barging in here. Just like exploded onto the scene. What's up, my friends? Welcome in, everybody. How you doing? Another day, my friends. Another day. Ooh. It's the last day before CitizenCon. Good times. Don't have to deal with all of you anymore. No, I'm kidding. I'm excited to drive down there and get to see folks. Some people I think are actually already there. If you are already in Los Angeles, I'll see you probably tomorrow. This is so weird. I'm about to see some of my best friends for the first time. It's very strange. But I thought we could just kick back today, talk a little bit about... really, I pulled up like some final little updates of little news and bits and community discussion that I found on Spectrum and Reddit that I thought we could go over before I left and just kind of talk about CitizenCon, ask any questions, chill, a couple hours. I will then toss you guys on over to InfoRunners, at least on YouTube. And over there, I'm going to hop in and join them and we'll do about an hour of question and answer as well. So you got a few hours of Tomat if you'd like it. If not, there's also Star Citizen here. I know some people like that in chat. Occasionally. Just a little bit. Good to see you, though. How's it going? Echo Zeppelin, I've got good news for you, my friend. I've got very good news for you. Welcome in, though, buddy. Cotton Candy Milk. C. McD, Nahore, Reese, Ghetto, Plywood Box. Hey, Bing Chillin'. Captain Turk, Pungy with the Toes gang the Punge. Waniel. Zephro, Commander, Reese with the toes, Cotton with the toes. How y'all doing? Emitch, Robert, good to see you. The Wowzer. You guys having a good week? Tell me the week's treating you well. Or we'll slap it around a little bit. Give it a couple 30Ks. Jet Skier. 07's, buddy. Did we not put Thursday in the schedule? I probably thought I was going to be doing all prep today, which is why I am doing a shorter stream today, but I think we could still get some stuff done. But yeah, wanted to do a little stream today since it's the last day before we head down. Give you guys all the final details on what we're doing. Because we will be live at CitizenCon. But that stream will only be on Twitch. I will be doing a final stream on YouTube at the end of the event. Going to bring on Astropub and we're going to try and do a live launch sequence podcast from the show floor. But as far as the actual... like pre-show streams that we do when we are on the floor every day, that'll be on Twitch. So make sure you're subscribed to our Twitch if you're not. And yeah, keep an eye out. Those will be our streams for the rest of the week. If it involves this milk nonsense, you quit GII forever. You so hyped, Abdi, dude. I can't wait. Are you down there? One year you'll be able to attend. I think this will be going on for a little while. Is anything regarding CitizenCon happening tomorrow? Yes, there will be an official Bar Citizen tomorrow. I guess, I don't know if... yeah, it's basically official. I mean, it's probably the biggest Bar Citizen ever will be taking place tomorrow. Besides that, though, people are just kind of meeting up, you know, and when a convention comes to town, a lot of the stuff that happens outside of the convention. Parties, meetups, dinners... stuff like that. Closed door interviews. So folks, in order to start the day out right, I think we should start out by talking about Mrs. Tomato's special all pink giveaway. Now, that is on the title, and I see some people hopping in to do the command, so I'm actually going to take it off. Because the giveaway is over. I'm just announcing the winners now. Time to get our winners on the screen. I'm not going to put them on the screen, actually. I'm just going to tell you guys who they are, and we will move on with that. So before we start, thank you so much, everybody, for getting involved in this giveaway. I did not know this was coming. Mrs. Tomato just said, hey, I got pink ships. Let me give them away. But we'll be starting another one tomorrow, a special CitizenCon giveaway that you can get into. So keep an eye out on Discord, on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever it is that you get your news, your Space Tomato goods. Could just be the website. Keep an eye out. We'll be giving something away at the end of CitizenCon. And I will be announcing these winners that I'm about to say all over those places as well. So You never have to actually be here to know if you won, but it helps. So, without further ado, congratulations once again to our winners. First, Echo Zeppelin, my friend. I honestly, it's kind of, I was very surprised, especially like as a new, as a new person to the game, but you won it via your Twitch action of a bonus input on Twitch. You won it with your wonderful October 3rd action. You are the winner of the Nomad game package, and you are getting a hover quad along with it. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your stuff. I honestly, well done. I mean, you've been here, so you got points to redeem. Well done on using that. Our other winner is of the pink anvil arrow with a copy of Star Citizen, Van Den Train. I think I'm saying that right. Who won via their lovely action on October 4th over on Twitter, which this website does still call it Twitter, so I didn't make the rules. Congratulations, Van Den. I don't know if you're in the stream right now, since you didn't win on a Twitch thing. Maybe you would go off a different name here on the stream that you don't want to use. Either way, we will be getting into, we'll be reaching out to you guys. We'll send an email. We'll make sure we get in touch with you and a back and forth to verify, and we'll get you those prizes in the next 24 hours. Thank you so much, though, for getting involved. Thanks for giving it a go. Yeah, the Mrs. Tomato has a good point there. Whoever it is that who won the arrow entered the Twitch bonus 1,000 times. So we probably need to reset points and also reset the amount of points it takes. But they went in, and I'm assuming you must be in the stream if you were able to put in that many attempts. So thanks again, everybody, for getting involved. Like I said, we'll be starting a new giveaway tomorrow. With that, let's move on to stuff. So, I thought I was going about on the interwebs. To be honest, God, I don't really go on Reddit anymore. Yeah, I didn't know that it was possible to enter that many times, which is why we want to, test it, refine it, make sure it works better every time. So I generally don't go on Reddit much anymore after the changes they made with the API earlier this year, and the way they wanted to kind of just push everybody in the same direction when like things were kind of working. I loved Sync for Reddit. I really did. But yeah, I don't go on the website very much anymore. I figured I'd come on here to see if there's anything interesting going on pre-CitizenCon, and found a couple threads that were good to go over. God, I also found a thread of people who really don't like streamers. like really. Somebody posted that they like found a platinum ticket, and they were like, yeah, I outgunned several other streamers to find this stuff, which actually, is cool. That you get by all the teams and you sneak in and you actually do like some stealthy mission. Pretty sick. But then there were people who comment and they were like, yeah, fuck streamers. Okay. Can you blame them? I will blame every single person I ever meet who generalizes an entire group of people. Because I just see them as a child. Take this for instance. Let's say you have a best friend who you want to get into Star Citizen. And, they've been considering getting into streaming. Thought about it every once in a while. They tried it. A couple other games, but it didn't really work for them. They get on Star Citizen and they start streaming. And within a week, there are 5 people watching them. They win a platinum ticket and suddenly people are coming to their chat saying, yeah, you, you're so dumb. I hate you guys. You're the worst. Who could blame people for not liking you? And this person's like, I just started posting my gameplay online. My problem with people who are kind of getting on, as a streamer, I obviously, I hate being called a streamer, to be honest. I like YouTube more. But as a streamer, obviously, I'm going to be defensive about it. But even as somebody before I streamed, I never would have considered every single person who ever makes content to be the same type of person, you know? Because the way I see it, if somebody makes a post on Reddit like this, let's say I think this is a great post. We're about to go over kind of what we did a video about a couple weeks ago, how many things they've introduced without actually bringing them to the game. This is a great post. 454 likes. How many views does something like this get? Doesn't it say that? Doesn't it give us view statistics on Reddit now? Because if you counted the amount of views that you got here, with 1,000 people being online at any 1 second in the top 1% of communities, could somebody who makes Reddit posts regularly that affects other people's opinion be called a content creator? If that person then made a post about, hey guys, I'm thinking I want to get into the game. Who else wants to come with me and, play? Is that not them creating a group in the same way that somebody who is just putting YouTube videos online would do? So like, at what point do you go from being a normal person who's sharing opinions about the game, who's sharing your gameplay on the game, who's talking about the game, to somebody in this mystical group of streamers? Because I know people who influence the game quite a bit just because they make a website. People on the Star Citizen wiki are literally defining the reality of the game for people. Should they be getting pressure? Streamers do have certain benefits, but everybody has certain benefits. I'm not going to hate on somebody who's a really fast runner when we're all in a I don't know, this is probably a bad example, but imagine you're in like a natural disaster and there's like a track runner next to you who escapes the fire before you. You're like, hey, f*** you! Why are you running so fast? We're equals! Like, I understand not liking streamers who are galvanizing their communities to do stuff. Honestly, I want to try and avoid that. I'm actually a really big fan of the fact that GII is being handled by multiple people. I don't want to be just sitting up on a chair and being like, 200 people come into the server and do this. But at the same time, like, you want to play with friends, you want to play with the group. I don't know. But I wanted to open this up because I thought it'd be interesting to get some opinions on it. I understand the idea that streamers do have benefits in certain ways. Like, I won't deny that obviously I can say things about Star Citizen and get people to kind of either at least think about those things more than other people. Hello? Why? The defense? I'm not being defensive. I'm gonna get canceled now. Almost turned into Neil deGrasse Tyson. What does that mean? A natural disaster. All right, fine. I said it was a bad example. People have thousands of hours in the game are somehow good at the game. Honestly, I think I'm not very good at the game. At least not as far as my hours would say. Why are you running? Stay and fight the fire? Best benefit of being a streamer in any game in general is having your audience participate in the game. That's fair. Everyone doesn't have benefits. Random players don't get special protections. No, I mean like benefits in various things. But I do think that streamers shouldn't get special protections. Agree with you on that. This might not be the best topic overall. Every absolutism, extremism, or any other form of making people go against each other is just bad. True. I don't think people should go against other people. That's not what I'm trying to say. Just heard a streamer who's org won multiple platinums saying CIG lock in the servers is absolutely unfair. Look, again, whoever that is, whatever they're saying, like, I think people should be held accountable for what they do. I just don't believe in, coming at a whole group for it. If you benefit from something you worked hard at, you don't owe anything to anyone. Don't mind even if they do some advantage, you just want more ships. I don't want any advantages. To be honest, the idea of starting Star Citizen from like, maybe not ground zero, but like starting from a Cutlass Black or something is, I think, the better way to experience this game. Buying your way into this game isn't super fun. From what I've seen, at least. A lot of people who have gotten a lot of ships for this game end up sitting back, whereas I think a lot of the people who start from the smaller ships have a little bit more to shoot for. I never got to look at the A1, no. I don't even know if it's in game. I mean, I know people have seen it in game, but I haven't really seen anybody outside of a couple of posts on Reddit and Discord and Twitter. So I don't know if they stopped flying them around maybe at some point. Hate is only good against, I would say, certain kinds of pirates, but also cilantro. Cilantro is the one thing that I'll be okay with generalizing, guys. I don't know if there are multiple species of cilantro. I'm sorry out there if there's a cilantro that tastes good, but overall, that's a group that I would say we can discriminate against. Somebody's gonna clip just that last part of discriminating. Main problem with the platinum ticket event, in your opinion, is there was no reward for teamwork. If multiple people work together, only one person gets rewarded, and that caused a lot of drama within teams and orgs. I can agree with you there. You know what kind of annoyed me was a couple of years ago, it was like one of the first things we did as a group. We did this photo contest. CIG did like a photography contest. They still do it. I think they're doing one for Halloween. And you would take a picture, and it would include a certain number of people, and whoever won this contest would then get a mole. So we got together to try and set up a really cool picture, and we got, I think, 6 or 7 people. We took the picture, we submitted the shot, we ran a little like poll kind of sweepstakes, I don't know, thing to pick somebody who would win the ship if we won. So it was randomized, and they gave it to me, and then they wouldn't let me gift it. And that was like, I can definitely get with you there, Blandry. Like, I really feel like they need to be a little bit more lenient with rewarding groups, or at the very least allowing the group to accept the reward in whatever way. Because like just automatically giving it to the person who submitted the shot and then being like, you can't gift that sucks, man. It felt kind of backhanded. That's why I never really use them all anymore. No, don't good mouth cilantro. I will kick you out. Okay? I'll use that privilege. I'll boot you right out of this room. We will not have cilantro love in here. I'm sorry, okay? But that is the one plant that's not allowed in this garden. It tastes bad. It's just bad, man. At least just get parsley. Right? We can work with that. Think content creators should be rewarded. They have to deal with negatives and people only focus on the benefits. Not only that, but they bring attention not only to the game, but issues in the game. And the event isn't a streamer event, it's an org event. Also, cilantro is so nasty. Agree with you there. I don't think content creators should be any different from anyone else. Because everybody can be one. And that's oh God, that sounds very lift yourself up by your bootstraps. That's not what I mean. I mean that, like, you said that anybody can bring, or they can bring attention to the game and stuff like that. Anybody can make a really good piece and get it out there, you know? Like, you'll find some YouTube channels that have like 200 followers or subscribers, but they'll have a video that makes it to like 300,000 views. And while the system is a little bit rigged at this point, that's kind of a cool part about things like YouTube. So, you know, not like that person should suddenly get put into a group where they have to either get benefits or consequences for that. How you taste cilantro depends on the presence or absence of a certain gene in your DNA. Yeah, and 23andMe was spot on with the prediction that I wouldn't like cilantro. It's like, hey, you're on it. Basil Supreme. Sounds like a drink. What's up, Rockstar? Straight up sponsor certain streamers. No more twisted incentives or questionable connections. Just own it. I think that they have for a long time wanted to do a kind of content creator program so that it would show that people are like associated with that program and it's all like official and very out in the open. I think their community management team just hasn't had enough. They haven't been big enough to do it. But yeah, that would be good. Above the board kind of stuff. Sounds like an Italian rapper. Basil Supreme. This is a basil. Boarding your plane in 15 minutes. Bro. Oh man. That's the worst time. Freaking worst time. When you're sitting in the lobby before the plane is getting ready to board. And you're just looking at all these people. Standing up. A sea of people standing in front of the line. That you know are the last people who are going to board the plane, but you have to squeeze through them and ask them which group they're a part of. Like, why do we have to do this every single time we get on a plane, guys? Can we just stay in our seats until it's ready? My favorite part is when the person on the speaker will come onto the prepare your ears. The person on the speaker at the front checking everybody in will come in and be like, "Attention, everybody, please. I said group 3. Group 3. If you are not group 3, sit down. Group 3. Thank you." And all the people are sitting in their seats like, yeah. I mean, we said it. But it doesn't happen often. It's only when they're shady. Something like that might feel a little like a boys club where up-and-coming streamers are gated from entry by the mega streamers. Well, that's why you can't go with just big groups, you know? And again, going back to the whole idea of like posts like this, blog posts are good. Blog posts and websites and stuff are super important. Somebody like whoever runs Urkel, or like Space Coder with the Armory, or whoever's running, you know, Starchives, like all of these different types of content. It's not just video. It's not just streaming. There are podcasts out there that are pretty good about Star Citizen. There are blogs. There are microblogs. There are all kinds of stuff. And I think CIG should probably focus on reaching out to all of them and making sure they're all aware that CIG knows what they're doing and can, like, you know, they're there for support and also to make everybody else aware. It's also not a huge game yet. I think this probably the last year and a half is the first, not the first time, but when this has started to really become a major thing. Star Citizen's got a lot bigger. Always takes a kid's buggy with you and your kid's passport and just pretend like they're sleeping straight to the front of the line. Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Baby privilege. I've got insider info, you know. I don't have insider info. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just another person who's making content about this. Literally the only thing that I have talked to any dev about in the last 2 weeks has been, hey, you going to CitizenCon? I don't get any sort of handout infos. I would say the most information I know of is like when a patch is going to PTU the day of. And generally that's going through the same channel that's going through leaks. So you carry cilantro on your terrapin. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I can't even. On the terrapin? On a ship like the terrapin? Jesus, I can't even fathom. All right, buddy. Don't say things like that in chat. Don't do things like that in game. Put cilantro on a terrapin. That's disgusting, man. No way, even cilantro is disagreeing with that information statement. It's bad. Mic is way too close. Someone is in love with his own voice. I actually really don't enjoy it. But if you tell me how far I need to be pseudoscientist without being an ass, I have no counter. I have no way of knowing how far my voice needs to be. I go off of chat and generally some feedback. It is a privilege. It's going to be wild when SC blows up. You backed an actual decade ago. Oh my god. Cilantro is the chosen spice of Crusader. Let's stop. Can talk. No more talking about cilantro. I'm not very expressive, but cilantro will get me. It will. I like Mexican food, and there's a lot of cilantro in it, and it kills me. It does. Let's jump into this thread, though. Let's talk about this, cause... Oops, that's not the right window. I just full screened chat on accident. Hold on. Hold on a second. Now I can't unfull screen it. There we go. Okay, so Star Citizen, let's see. This is a post by Flares117, and honestly, this person should get some credit for that. I think, like, I started on Reddit, actually. When I was posting content, I didn't consider doing it on YouTube until stuff on Reddit started to get attention. So yeah, I think people on Reddit should probably get some, recognition for these posts. But they said every CitizenCon from 2016 to 2022 based on what features and ships were announced and if they are in game now, as well as faked demos. For all those new to the CitizenCon experience, also remember to bathe before... I didn't even... When I first saw this thread, I didn't even see that part. Please remember to bathe before attending the convention. Big agree. Big agree. I've not been to a convention since like 2010, I think. And that was Comic-Con, and it wasn't really that crowded. But I don't remember people smelling bad. But that would be unfortunate if it was like filled with a lot of just not great smells. So diving in, this is somebody who made a post a pretty long time ago. I think this is from like 2017, 2018. And they basically went in and looked at some of the major feature announcements from the different years of CitizenCon, ships, Squadron 42, PU stuff, and kind of talked about what was and was not added to the game. It's like almost exactly like what we went over a couple of weeks ago, but I think they went into a little more detail. It's actually the other day I went back to one of the CitizenCons to start watching one of the panels and realized, oh, that's a lot of the stuff from the panels is in game that we didn't really go over, that could have shifted that sort of percentage we came up with, but now they did it, so we don't have to. So one of the first things that he touches on in procedural planets. Implemented it to an extent, promises were kept and broken. Initial presentation promised 60 frames per second, and what was shown was in-game. However, the base building and procedural generation is present in current game, just not finished. However, Sandworm, the mission, and the entire presentation was faked, and no mission is as in-depth currently. So we went through this pretty heavily. It's actually less detail. Because we went through this and picked out kind of every feature that was in that demo. But that was also a very bad demo. That was like... This is just a Planetary tech demo, guys. Don't do all that. You live in Indiana, and that warning goes up at every Dragon Con. So this is a problem, huh? These conventions just get stinky. Yeah. That's what people are saying. This is a warning that goes up at all times. Please bathe before attending. Mrs. Tomato disapproves. Some people go off the smelly plane and just go straight to the con. Madness! At least change your pants. Can't wear your plain pants to the convention. Those are your plain pants. They got you with that Odyssey. Odyssey was IAE, I think. I love people, but y'all need to fucking shower. I mean, dude, it's just common decency. It's like, don't shake somebody's hand right after you just like wipe sweat off your head, you know? It's like, I feel like it's in the same sort of area. It's part of just trying to make other people more comfortable being around you. You don't have to go out of your way. God, I feel like some people would hate me for saying something like that. You don't have to like, you know, you don't need to change the way you live for other people, okay? It's not, oh my God, don't cancel me. But showering is kind of a low bar, right? Don't shake hands at all, just wave. That's actually something that we do a lot in Turkey. Instead of shaking hands, we'll just put our hand to our chest and kind of nod the head, which is, I guess, similar of the head nod over here in America, but no, it feels a little. It's like where you put the hand is how good a friend they are. You putting the hand all the way up here on the neck, you don't like them. That's saying something, right? You're not going to come up to your friend and go, Get your hand down here for the good friends. Right on the boob. All right. Next part. Spectrum. This was shown off at CitizenCon. That's where we were in 2016. Spectrum was a highlight. Implemented full feature. Announcement of Spectrum and organizations formed. Not much to delve deeper here. It's just posting the YouTube channel. Segment about 20 minutes. One not implemented promise is Spectrum in-game. In-game overlay and additional customization for orgs, which is actually kind of big, right? I don't know about you guys, but I really wish that Spectrum was in-game. And we had, like, better org tools and, like, friend tools. Like, wouldn't it be great to just click on your friend while you're in the shard and be able to join them in another shard? Or how about this? Being able to send friend requests to people while you're in game. That'd be so good. So yeah, I'm a little bitter about that. I wish we had better org and friend tools. What do I mean in Turkey? Like the country. We live in Turkey half the year. You used to take spit baths in Kentucky. Oh, that sounds good. Essentially soap, water, wash rag, and dry rag with a little water. Just to confirm, Michael, there's no actual spit included, right? That sounds like it wouldn't be much of a bath. I ask too much. Woe is me. Correct, no spit. Okay, good. Good. You can send friend requests in game, but you have to like walk up to people. Yeah. Can you go into your Moby Glass and type in somebody's name now? I might have actually missed that. Contracts for parties, that'd be cool. You only shower when it rains. Nice. Solving two problems. I only shower when I'm at the car wash. I'll just open the door. So we're going to actually get a car wash on the way down. Keep an eye out on Discord if you don't believe me. You'll see a picture of it. You're going to wash the car and just, open the door. You can do it from the Moby. Right click from the player list. Right, that's the problem. Is when you're in game and they're not. And they're like, oh yeah, just add me to your friends list so I can join on you when I get in game. And you're like, well, I'll have to wait till you get to the main menu. So yeah, you can right click and add people and you can click on them, but you still can't search up a name and find someone, right? I feel like that's a pretty simple one. I hope they add that. 2.6 Star Marine Edition, AC update, Crusader map, lobby all completed, new flight model completed, camera update for third person completed, announcements for 3.0 to 4.0. This is where it gets painful. You remember this? You guys remember going over this in video? Trading, cargo, piracy, merc, bounty hunting, mining, refining, processing, quantum interdiction, refueling, rescue. I believe there was more. Yeah. Farming, exploration, additional solar systems, ship repair, science and research. So yeah, no. These things didn't happen. But all this stuff did. So that's good. Not completely, per se. And they didn't even include ship repair, which I kind of agree. Let's see. I feel like refining processing, they probably meant the player-driven type, but we'll give it that. I think we actually also counted that as in-game. So it's not great, but it's also not terrible. Like, a lot of the stuff did get added, a lot of it didn't. And 2016 was a pretty bad year. Squadron 42, I don't even think we need to touch on this. I'd like to not get too salty, but we're here for Star Citizen right now. 2017, there's a lot more stuff. Land claims were a big one. Anybody in chat buy a land claim? It's okay if you don't want to say. Good vibes, good to see you. Always bring in the good vibes. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you're having a good week. You can do a friend request in-game if you go to the Spectrum site. Well, you got to go to the site. If you're in-game and your party launches into another server, you can choose to join them, which is nice. Fruit picking is in-game. Does that count as farming? Does the fruit go bad? Do I have to pick it when it's ripe? Your brother has some? You're still not sure about those things? Seem a bit odd, those claims. Yeah, the claims are weird. One of those sort of half-baked, maybe they wanted to just, I don't know, just make money. It's an interesting choice, but... Oh... Sorry. Pain. Not implemented, neither is the Pioneer, which is the ship they announced with it. Realistic look, half implemented, it's in-game. What is that? Realistic look, what does that mean? It's everything you wish for. Oh, okay. It's an ad. Oh, okay, yeah. I think that's something I expect more with Squadron. But I guess they also talk about it for Star Citizen. Ability to... Oh, this is... No, this is Star Citizen. Ability to walk on slopes without dying. That's a... Implemented. Ability to walk on slopes without dying. Alright. Real mirrors will be implemented and not impact FPS. They're not in... Oh, this is just a question. They're not... in ships. Do we have real mirrors? I don't think that's implemented. No, I don't think the Pioneer will be the only way to build. No, they definitely will have a couple smaller ships to introduce for that. Lore segment, in-game via Galactopedia. We did not get in-game Galactopedia yet. No cutscenes when traveling to planets. Never broke this promise, so that's good. All systems will be different, no copy-paste. Fulfilled, showcase the headcrab monsters on Loreville. We'll have a lot of them running around. Not done. That was faked, for sure. 2018. Finished most core tech, getting it out. So this would be, I guess, object container streaming kind of stuff. I think this is this the road to release kind of thing? Yeah, he's talking about bind culling, object container streaming, that kind of stuff. They did complete that. Items will be persistent, can store them in ship's house hangar. Yes, I mean, the items do persist. We don't have house and hammer as they said, but like, they do persist. Closet interaction with apartment, no. AI go about their lives. When their lives consist of T-posing and standing on chairs. Yeah. Yeah, AI go about their lives. Player loadout. In-game inventory and storage, check. Trains that run on schedule and multiple stops, check. Law and order system, check. Though it's not the best. Large hangar, check. Share missions with other players, check. Visceral flying panel. I think this is this... Yeah, this is where they get into the atmospheric flight model, I think. Okay, they talk a little bit about the heat system. I see. SCM speed limiter. So this is the change of the flight model in space, which did help. This made things bigger, but now they have changed things up. And yeah, they introduced the idea of drag and lift. All of this kind of stuff will be implemented further upon with control surfaces, but this stuff was brought in the game. So that's a check. Loreville, check. Character creation, check. Asteroids, volumetric fog, gas clouds, check. Hangar module. They mean like the... I don't know what that meant by hangar module. How long is our flight? We're driving down. We'll be taking the car. I think it falls on CIG for not creating an event where everyone has an equal chance of winning. Have they ever created an event with an equal chance of winning? Yeah, the giveaway has ended. We need to take that. Got to take that command off. Yeah, I don't know how they could make a game with an equal chance for everyone to win, because everybody's got different ships. Everyone knows different amounts of people. It's an MMO. If one person knows one other person, they have a better chance than somebody who knows one. Like we talked about this the other day. The experience in this game isn't going to be the same between solo and multiplayer players. And I think that is going to be rough. I think that's going to be rough when it comes to certain types of things. I do agree that there should be things that are focused on solo players. And I think, yeah, things like the mask thing are a decent version of that. But I still think even with the mask thing, you again have a better chance of getting ahead of someone else if you know other people. What does an equal chance of winning mean? Do not know. What does win mean? The big shiny ship? I don't even want an F8. I think if we got an F8, it'd be cool if we could just like give it to the org. Whoever's in the org can fly it. Take it out. Take it on a joyride. Just, you know, maybe cover up the GII logo. An equal chance to participate might be a better way to say it. Okay. So, like, if they put one platinum ticket on every shard, maybe? I mean, then you have a guaranteed chance to take part in it. Like, we don't even get to take part in it, right? I didn't get to chase after a platinum ticket. It would have been cool if there happened to be one in our server at some point to do so. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I'm not salty about not being able to. I guess certain things have more importance for certain people. Like if it was a Vulcan, I might be more excited about trying to find it. But even then, I just don't really care about getting these ships. And I think it's good to be conscious of, even if I don't care, some people really do. And so I'm not going to say it's worthless to try and make sure everyone has a chance to take part in it. But at the same time, I don't really care that much that I didn't. Never even saw the event. Yeah, neither did I. Did I see that somebody got a platinum ticket by helping out a new player on a server? Yeah, I think I saw that. And it ended up being a CIG dev. Would have been accused of getting special treatment anyway if I had the platinum ticket on our server. I think I actually might have when we were taking part in the event, because somebody thought we did. Back to the list of things that they're supposed to work on. Server meshing, obviously, not implemented, which is a bummer, but also kind of a weird story. Road to release roadmap announced, discontinued last year due to backlash. I don't think it was... Are they saying like the release view roadmap was discontinued? I mean, it was shortened, but I never took this as them saying. I guess they said they were going to keep a roadmap going. Actually, yeah. Huh. How do you guys? What do you guys think of that? Do you see their shortening of the roadmap as kind of them going back on that whole keeping a roadmap going? Do I think they will introduce death worlds like Mustafar? What do you mean by that, Tyler? Like places that are just really dangerous to go? I do. We actually already know about some. They never got the mission tacked on them. A. Here's something we all are going to have to accept. Any event or thing that takes part in Star Citizen is going to, at some point, get ruined by how jank the game is. That's part of the pain of playing this game. It's part of the actual, really, really difficult to deal with sometimes pain of playing this, is that it's basically a car with most of its parts still hanging off of fasteners. Like, they haven't gotten all the rivets or screws in, you know? So it's not going to work correctly, and sometimes somebody's going to win something based off of a reason they shouldn't have. That kind of sucks. But again, that's why it's not worth placing too much importance on anything, any one thing, even the game itself. Like, people say it, a wise man once said, touch grass. Have other things in life that bring you a lot of joy so that when Star Citizen pisses you off, you don't have to stay in this abusive relationship. Closing down development, almost closed out, no more technical hurdles. That was bad for Squadron, I remember that. Narrative component character creator hair is still being worked on 5 years later. That is a fun one. This is man, they just a lot of, I guess, questions, or they got the wrong timestamps. This is something that they're going to talk about at CitizenCon this year. Let's see what happens. Hey, don't bring up cilantro. Hey, how the roadmap shows everything seemingly getting finished right now. Yeah, they haven't updated it in a little while, I bet. Roadmap is pretty useless. I agree with you there. Roadmap is... I mean, we knew about 3.21 PTU before we saw it on the roadmap. You can die of exposure on a moon, but the void of space is fine. Because of star radiation? Solo defended Jumptown for over an hour. 30k at the end of it all. Yeah. If they rush the game out like Starfield, it would be just like Starfield with loading screens, so you're happy they have gone the way they have. Honestly, it'd probably be worse than Starfield. I mean, it would have the Star Citizen flair. Probably have some pretty good features, you know. It'd have a decent amount of systems and planets, and obviously it'd be an MMO. But as far as like narrative, the ability for like reputation and stuff to take effect, it's not as advanced in Starfield actually as I expected, given their previous games, but I think it still would have been even shorter if Star Citizen had come out in like 2016. Whew, that new studio trying to get together and make a game like that in 4 years. The funny thing is I wouldn't have known that back then. I didn't know anything about how games were made back then, you know? And I think overall the gaming industry at large has been a lot more open about talking about that. Like, how many people over the last 5 years have seen discussion about like game engines or game development when a new game comes out, compared to, you know, 10 years ago? It would usually be more kind of talk about, I don't know, the usual noise. I feel like there's a lot more discussion surrounding like, oh, this game, you know, released at this state, and it seems like the developers had to do this and this and that. I guess that's because more games are releasing in absolute states. Yeah, I think 321 will go live this week. But then there's Rockstar Games. Rockstar Games just freaking nails it. They're good stuff. I don't even know how they're going to top Red Dead Redemption 2. I really hope they can, because that game's incredible. Remember when Dragon Age Inquisition made the change to Frostbite? Oof. We were like, oh, good graphics in Dragon Age. Yes. And then... and then Dragon Age Inquisition came out, which in their defense wasn't as bad as Andromeda. Inquisition was actually pretty solid. But that was kind of the start of BioWare, I think. Not doing great. Rockstar, though. Hit after hit. I love it. All right, let's continue. That year, they introduced the Kraken and the Valkyrie, so 50% of the ships ended up in the game. 2019. Major features. Coffee machine on ship. We got it. Beautiful shadows on the moon. We got it. Sexy Cortana Alexa Microtech AI guide. Not implemented. Sorry, somebody should probably call Anna. We've literally had the actor who plays this person in-game on the podcast. So I don't know why that says not implemented, but that's in-game. Have to have the right suits, clothes, badges for certain environments. That's definitely not in. That would be... oh, not sexy. Oh, jeez. Well, what are you going to do? Economic model. Not implemented. Oh my god, Quantum. Quantum. Oh yeah, Frostbite was amazing for the Battlefield games. But that's what happens when you build an engine for a game, right? Like, it's such a freaking clear example. And I think Digital Foundry might go over this. Or Bellular News, I think, might go over this. Bellular Games. The fact that Frostbite was purpose-built for Battlefield, so the Battlefield games were so good running on it. But then the other games, like Mass Effect and Anthem and Dragon Age, weren't. It wasn't as good. Same with Baldur's Gate. It's built on, what, the Divinity engine, which is built for those things, and it's super freaking good. The Creation engine was not built for space environments, so Starfield doesn't have the best space gameplay. And it's like, this is part of the argument for Star Citizen. Probably Star Citizen's best argument, let's be honest. One of the companies that has one of the worst crunches. It'd be great if they could get rid of that. Wasn't Frostbite built for FIFA? No, Frostbite was built by DICE. And then EA saw that it worked well for DICE, and so they started to move it over to their other games. I think it was built by DICE before EA bought them. Not sure, though. Even then, Larian's engine has issues. Yeah, I bet. It's an old engine. Bad Company 1. Whatever came after Battlefield 2, I believe, was what they built Frostbite for. I don't know if that was Bad Company 1 or Battlefield 3. What engine is Star Citizen actually built on? Going back to the very beginning, Star Citizen is built on CryEngine. That's where it started. What happened then was CryEngine continued to develop the company that makes it, Crytek, who makes, like, you know, Crysis, did not have good times in the early 2010s and really struggled to be financial. They had to lay off a lot of employees. They had to do some other stuff that I don't know about really all that well, so I won't say. And that's where Star Citizen really benefited. They actually picked up a lot of the original developers who built the CryEngine engine, so they had all of that know-how in-house to then further build the engine. That is like kind of Star Citizen's secret weapon. Because the most important thing about building a game is knowing the engine. So if you get people who originally worked on the engine to come in and further develop the engine, you're not cutting corners. Just removing those corners, really. So yeah, they were developing on CryEngine until a certain point when Amazon forked CryEngine and created the Lumberyard engine, which is why we would see Lumberyard load in with the game at the beginning. And that was mainly to get access to the AWS benefits built into Lumberyard. But they didn't stick with basic Lumberyard. They continued to add stuff and build stuff in. that has transformed this into kind of its own thing now known as Star Engine, which we'll hear about a bunch in a couple of days. So much like, I mean, what is it? The creation engine is... What is the name of the creation engine? The Dero or... I can't remember. The creation engine was something else before. And then Bethesda bought it and changed it in like 2009 or something. It's the same thing. It happens a lot. Yeah, it's really smart development. It was a good move. Was Bad Company they made it for? Okay. You wish they were that smart about the marketing? Man, if there's one thing you can't fault CIG for, it is figuring out how to continue funding. Oh, Gamebryo engine. Thank you, guys. It's kind of like development languages, right? Isn't that how coding languages work? They kind of branch off each other. Let's get back to this, yeah? Keep getting distracted. Economic model, yeah, not in. Ship shutter system, that is in the game. The Cutter has this. This was actually added to the game very recently, last year. So this is another one that, yeah, has been added. Theaters of War, nope. Ho, Theaters of War. Ship purchases are in. Ship rentals are in. OCS is in. Persistence is in. Server meshing, no. Outposts on Microtech that need an ID card, not in. Cutting tech. The Cutter's in, but not the vents and doors and stuff. Stealth gameplay, fake. Environmental suits are in. No, this says all suits are the same currently, but we know about what's it called? Novikov, and that we have special armor, and they all have different weather or temperature readings. So this one's also in. Tart pulling and cloth physics, nope, not in. We have cloth physics, but you can't really interact with them like they did in the demo. Jump points to pyro. Guess technically. Pembroke, thank you. New Babbage, that is in. Not all promises, not all features, but like that was like, we talked about that, right? Where is it? Up here? Have to have the right suits and badges and stuff in certain environments. Yeah. ID and stuff, all that kind of jazz. I think that's in. New Babbage is in. Ships announced: the Carrack, the Pisces, both in game. Raylan, not in game. Crime system in game. Armor, not in game. Ship sounds done. 2020 CitizenCon skipped. 2021 Pyro, not in game. Pyro doubly not in game. Vulcan showcase. I would say they've met their goals with this. Obviously Vulcan is not done, but they are very clearly on the path. I guess you could say Vulcan is like in the same place as server meshing. They've done stuff to get there, but it's not entirely implemented. But I think we'll probably have it by the end of the year. So I'm gonna count Vulcan as a good to go. It has made a big difference in the game. Dynamic weather is in. Server weather is more static than dynamic, huh? Spirit Series is the first medium ship we've had in a long time, and first variant of a medium ship to be built at the same time. Corsair was a medium ship as well. But first variant, yeah, I think so. Is wind weather? Technically, right? Vinicius, thank you. DLSS would be cool. Soon, TM. That's one of the things that's not in. So we'll say dynamic weather not in. They said implemented, but I think static weather is more kind of weathery right now. Hiring NPCs is not in. Dynamic events. Let's see what they say. If you sell too much in one place, it would drive NPC traders away and how AIs react. You can force all AI to sit in a zone. Though they said it was going to be in-game soon, during that time frame I realized there was no way they'd implement this fast. This is like next-gen tech. I'm sorry I'm putting my opinion here, but I feel the devs are too optimistic. Like, holy shit, all of this tech is cool, but this timetable for this AI system is too optimistic. This feels like it's 10 times more complex than server meshing. Let me see again. Okay. If you sell too much in one place, it would drive NPCs away. NPCs, AI reacting to players. Okay, so this is basically talking about quantum some more, I think. And yeah, not implemented. It is very intensely complicated, and I say it a lot on stream. It's one of the things that I constantly am like, hey, can you guys do this? Is quantum really going to be a thing? Because this is a crazy simulation. Hey, Butcher. Oh, hello to Brazil. TLDR scam. Quantum needs to be a thing. It does. As far as ships that year, they say 400i here. I'm not sure if that's true, but 400i was released that year. Tavaran ship, still no. Banu Merchantmen, no. Teased vehicles.
Introducing custom t-shirts.
Custom t-shirts. We keep getting these ads because we've created so much merch for CitizenCon over the last couple weeks. It's just constant ads from these companies. I think they just talking here. Merchantman. Okay, he's just talking about all the different ships that they talk about in this segment. 2022. This one is an interesting one because a lot of the stuff that we see in 2022 is going to be at CitizenCon this year, which I think that makes a good sign for this year's CitizenCon. They're not trying to wow us with something that we haven't heard about before. Right? They're not trying to like bring in AI crew or AI blades or farming gameplay or capital ship gameplay. They're bringing in stuff they've been working on for a while that not only have they worked on and shown last year, but now they've polished for Squadron 42 and feel they can show for Star Citizen this year. So I think it's a good sign, and we're going to hear a lot of this stuff not implemented, but we will see it again this year. Hopefully it will be implemented soon. So first, water and swimming, almost done. Yeah, we can't swim yet. Hangars and executive wings, not yet. Lorville rework, that's in the game. Pressurized room, turn off gravity in ships, engineering in general, not in game. Mantling and jumping, implemented. Armor, ship armor, not in game. EVA 2.0, not in game. Trolleys. Hover trolley specifically, I think he's saying. Not in game. Quantum boost, not in game. New UI, nothing added. Minimap, scan map, nothing. Better AI. They say this every year, but more emphasis on soon. I think we've started to see this happen. I'm not going to say it's in game, but there are pretty clear signs of it. Stat system, not in game. New UI showcase, not in game. Okay, so going back through this list, here are the things that we are going to see at CitizenCon this year. Engineering, yes. Life support and temperature settings and gravity controls, yes. EVA 2.0, I'm gonna say probably yes. Quantum boost, probably yes. New UI, yes. Minimap and scan minimap, probably yes. Better AI, yes. So a lot of these things are going to be repeats, but I think that speaks good for them in terms of development. Why are sometimes your text disappearing and only smileys remain? YouTube is deciding what you want to say. It's this new AI feature where you're not allowed to decide what you comment anymore. We do. Do I think there will be a big proper surprise? Nothing that we don't already speculate might be there. Well, maybe there will be something. I don't think it's going to be like a big one more thing kind of moment. Yeah, Enno, are you going? You flying out? So that's all the way up to 2022. And that's, you know, take of that what you will. Obviously, They do deliver some stuff and they don't deliver others, but a lot of times what you will hear, and you can go on my video, please. If you don't believe me, go on the video I made last week about CitizenCon predictions and scroll down a little while. You will undoubtedly come across comments that say, yeah, but they'll never deliver it. Yeah, but CitizenCon doesn't ever deliver anything. Yeah, but we never see this stuff in game. And like, we've done it here on video. This person has now laid it out here on Reddit. We've lived through some of it ourselves. We play the game ourselves. Some of the stuff does get delivered, and I think it's a disappointingly low amount, but it is something, and for that reason, it's worth paying some attention. Don't set all your expectations on it, but I think it's worth watching, and let's see what their closing thoughts are. 2016 had the most unreleased promises, yeah. Ship from announced to release has gotten better over the years. There is not a noticeable reduction in the fake demos after 2019. Oh, there is a noticeable reduction. We've talked about this a lot. The years with the most lies or fake demos are still not in the game. The team admitted to not working on them were 2016 and 2019. If only Chris announces or says something, 17% of them end up in the game. That's some math. I wonder if they did the math. If multiple devs say something and Chris doesn't mention it, it has a 94% chance of being in the game within 2 years. That's some math. I'd love to see the equation for that one. Lore team is the most consistent. Lore and I think the planetary tech team. Ship team had 3 reworks of ships, flights, or damage models since 2016. UI has gotten a rework once every 2.5 years. That's a little misleading. Which UI? Because the mobiGlas has not. And the star map. Ooh. Don't get me started on the star map. Because we can go on and on. You don't feel hyped for CitizenCon at all? Think it's a learned defense mechanism? Hey, that's cool. I think that's perfectly fine. Much better to go into it not hyped, right? No, Ghost, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Stealth and better AI are hard to evaluate. Yeah, the way I see it, if the AI aren't just standing around not shooting at me, then I think they're doing better. Wasn't there a part 2 and 3 of Squadron? There was, but the first part of Squadron defines the base, right? So many of the things, and they've said this a couple times this year now, so many things that are worked on as far as gameplay goes, generic gameplay too. We're talking about your star map, your mini map, your ability to interact with things, FPS gameplay and animations. These really basic sort of things are all linked to Squadron 42 Episode 1, because that is the minimum moment that they have to be polished. After that, Episode 2 and 3, same animations, same guns, same ships, same factions, same people, a lot of the same systems. So obviously they will still be doing work on episodes 2 and 3, but a lot of this like really base level stuff that had to be done for Squadron won't really be, in the way anymore. Like look at the most basic things, right? Minimap. They won't have to build another minimap for the second game. Or like getting injured. All these sorts of things are like the really basic stuff. Mainly for episodes 2 and 3, you're talking acting, voice lines, probably some new enemies, and of course there will be some new ships. I mean, I'm not saying that won't happen. There's going to be plenty of work. It just won't be the huge lump of work that the first episode was. Hello to Italy. Don't you think part 2 and 3 just then bring new features so the workload stays the same? I don't think they'll bring that many new features. Like they might implement the features from Star Citizen if that's what you mean. But again, we're looking at the difference between figuring out how players locomote, grab onto ladders, grab onto ledges, walk, reload, versus the features like you're talking about. So let's say a gameplay content designer who, geez, I can't make an example, honestly. Don't want a mini map, you want a massive map. I want a mega map, please. If you say you'll buy a BMW, if you get $1 million and you get $1 million, you should go buy a BMW. Then I turn around and buy a Panamera. Are those really occupied resources if they are shared? That's where the whole company part comes in, right? As a company, it's their job to compartmentalize these things so that that work can continue. It's their job to figure out what is a shared feature that we can make the most use of by developing now versus what's something that's specific that we don't need for these games that we can push off until later. So, you know, nothing's set in stone, but we hope this is the direction they go in. Acura NSX, Remiko, I like you. I like that. I like that car. It's a good car. God, I love the NSX. I still have an RSX outside, driving it down to CitizenCon. Hey, Jester. How you doing? Okay, here is another thread I saw that I actually haven't even looked at. I thought there was more discussion here, to be honest. It just said Theaters of War was playable at CitizenCon 2019. Pyro doesn't mean anything till it's on live, which I agree with. But also 3.0 was playable at CitizenCon too, and then it went live a little bit later. That's not really to say much. And to be honest, like I said, I thought there was more development talk here. By the way, if you wanted to see this again, it was from user Flares117. Should get the credit for this. This is a hefty post. This is good stuff. In fact, I'm also going to like it. There you go. Reddit privilege. So I don't have much to say about this, but it is true. Theaters of War was playable at one point, and it never solidified. That being said, Theaters of War was nowhere near as important as 4.0. Or Pyro, rather. Yeah, Pyro doesn't mean anything until it's an Evocati. Honestly, I think playing it for myself this weekend, if that does happen, depending on how much there is in the demo, is going to be... I guess it's going to make or break, right? That's either going to make me feel better or worse about that. But I'll have a lot of thoughts to say about it. I'm going to try and record some thoughts immediately after I play, if I can play. When do we get our skills system? Gosh, I don't know. I hope they really flesh it out first and know what they're doing with it. Made the mistake of expecting quality out of Reddit for more than one post. Man, I like Reddit. I grew up on... Well, I didn't grow up on Reddit, but I'm a 12 plus year user of Reddit. Really bummed this year of the decisions they've made. Nice visually, but not much else, you reckon? If it is a purely visual demo, that would be so wildly outside of the... That would be such a waste of money. There has to be some kind of feature previews there. Hard to access Evocati? I don't know about that. Will they have dedicated computer stations for streamers with no 30Ks? No 30Ks. They're going to have the Endeavor on there. I hear Chris Roberts will be in the game. Yeah, there's going to be a live stream. I will be streaming the show floor both Saturday morning and Sunday. A little bit. We're going to be mostly recording videos, taking interviews, and we'll be posting that to the YouTube channel as shorts. So keep an eye on the YouTube channel during the event. But also, I will be streaming a little bit on the Twitch channel. So make sure you're following that as well. Just to get some, get people to have eyes on the show floor before the official stream starts. CitizenCon is on Saturday. Yeah, when they killed off the third-party apps, I don't really go on Reddit anymore. This is one of the only times. So this post, I think these are good posts to read. We hear a lot about people being frustrated. We also hear a lot about people being happy. Not going to discount that. A lot of people love this game. But it's nice to hear a little bit about the community, the good sides. Because a lot of times you hear about, like, anger and griefing and shooting and stuff. So this person posted, and they said, So I started playing about 3 days ago. First days and few hours were much as you'd expect. Crashed into a few planets, forgot my helmet, got out of my ship while it was 15 in the air and got stuck. My friend, that's not the first few days and hours. At least not for people like me. But I wanted to call out the community in this game. Uh-oh, no. It does sound kind of bad when you say it like that. After all my mishaps, I met a guy in the hangars. German guy, really nice. He helped me out with some armor and weapons and took me on a few bunker runs. Great experience, and I counted myself lucky to come across someone so nice. Then today I logged in and was chatting in global, and someone asked what ship I had. I explained that I only had the base package. This guy straight gifted me 2.5 million AUEC and told me to go to Lorville and buy myself a cutlass. Not even 30 minutes later, after buying said cutlass, another guy came up to me in Cuddy Blast and gave me a full set of armor and weaponry. Man, these people are nice. Thanks to the game's community, I'm fully set up with an awesome ship and plenty of gear. I have to say this is to be the most wholesome game community I've come across in a long time. So credit to you all guys. Credit to all you guys out there helping to make the learning curve less steep. This person hasn't met Deep Rock Galactic yet. Let me hear it, Rocket Stone brothers. Come on. Where am I Rocket Stone in chat? No, Star Citizen has a pretty good community. DRG though, those people, they get it. Will my live stream be bits from the show floor only streamed on Twitch or on YouTube as well? Only Twitch. I hope Maelstrom's in the first panel. Rockin' Stone to the bone. There we are. For Carl. EU servers are crazy. If you mention you need money more times than not, someone sends it to you with a smile. I do wonder how that happens when we stop, having so much money. But I agree. People in Star Citizen generally, I think, have dealt with this enough to the point where they're just happy to enjoy other people who enjoy it. Obviously, this community has its problems, like every community. And obviously, just like this community has people who are more against the game than other games, I think this game also has people who are more for it than other games too. So it can get a little bit messy. But as far as I think the tone of the community is very camaraderie focused. It's very, I don't want to say us against the world, but it's not like this is a game. Like if you're a fan of, I don't know, Apex Legends, you're probably getting along with people who are also fans of Warzone. That's not to say Star Citizen fans aren't friends with other people. It's just like, it's kind of an island at times. I think especially with Elite Dangerous maybe not doing as well lately. So I think there tends to be a little bit more camaraderie because of that. And also, yeah, the game's much better when there are people. If I'm at CitizenCon, ask Jared about the space whale. Cook J. Lee. I will ask you guys a little bit here once we get to Spectrum to give me some of what you guys want to hear as like questions for people if I see them at CitizenCon. I'm going to try and pull people's side and just ask questions when I can. In all honesty, I'll probably make a thread in Discord for people to submit questions if they want to have them asked. Mostly older and more down to earth. Oh, we got some kids. We got some kids around here, and that's not talking about their age. Playing for just under a year and never met a bat person. That's good. Most of the people you've met, there's a lot of Tarkov and Arma crossover. Yeah, a lot of Tarkov, actually. So I think I'll probably end up doing more content with Goat at some point, since he kind of dips into Star Citizen. Whenever Tarkov figures out their hacking stuff, I will probably jump in there and play that with him a little bit. Y'all better cut it out with the cilantro. I will eat cilantro the day that Echo Zeppelin drinks a pint of cotton candy milk. Here's another post, though. I found this towards the top of the threads as well. Thought it would be fun to read. This person is listing out their first week in Star Citizen. They signed up in 2016, tried logging on every now and then over the years, and at some point their computer couldn't run it anymore. Barely got 15 frames per second and crashed the desktop. Who else? I know there's people in chat who are in this same boat. You back the game, you played it a couple times, it doesn't work, you're sitting out. It's not uncommon. Echo is out. Coward. Last week, I finally bought a new PC. Ryzen 7 7800X3D, that's a nice one. RTX 4080, it completely changed my experience. Suddenly I could run it well with a solid, usually 60 frames per second. They said, I hadn't played over a year, so a lot changed. Over the last week I have run bounties, done delivery stuff, pirated, salvaged a hammerhead. I've been absolutely blown away. Yes, CIG is behind on promises. Yes, the development is never ending. Yes, there are many bugs, but when it works, it surpasses all other games for me. It can get great joy from a single game loop. I can get great joy from a single game loop for 1.5 hours until my 2-year-old son reminds me that I'm getting older and can't play all day anymore. I hope this post inspires more people to try Star Citizen. Thank you, Darksight. I think people should vicariously enjoy Star Citizen. I still hesitate to tell people to try it. I mean, as you can see, once it's optimized, people enjoy it. And I feel like if server meshing, maybe not in 4.0, but does lead to the game becoming more stable substantially and permanently, I think a lot more people might have stories like this, where they're like, oh, wait, there are things to do in this game. They were just all broken before, so nobody suggested them. Because if you look at the amount of missions we actually have a ton of missions. But nobody wants to do investigation missions, right? Nobody wants to do search and research missions and stuff like that because they don't pay well, not super interesting, and they break half the time. We've got like 4 mission givers in game and nobody runs those missions because they don't work well. But if all this stuff worked perfectly, on top of a reliability and persistence with the game, I think a lot of people would have a lot more fun. You played until your first wipe? That's fair. Would you show us your tomatoes? You joined an org and they've been the most supportive and engaged MMO group you've ever worked with in your 30 plus years of gaming. That's a lot of gaming, my friend. You got the game 2 years ago, couldn't even click launch. Didn't bother with it till a few months back, and now you're addicted. Yeah, I think I've seen that happen a couple times. Get good at being PC Master Race. Tried it with 316, and now you have a Kraken and stuff in your hangar. The game gets you addicted. Okay. Server meshing replication layer more important than Pyro? Yeah, definitely. 4 months in, and this feels like it was also your same story. Okay. You've built 4 computers to play SC since you've backed. Yeah, I've built, since I backed SC, I didn't build them all to play it, mostly to actually do work. I've probably built like 7 computers since then. Or missions where the station constantly shoots missiles at you. Yeah, the illegal mission, the satellite monitor missions, that's annoying. When you started playing, this channel only had 8,000 subs. Yeah, Vagabond. It's been a little while, huh? Both the game and this channel have grown by leaps and bounds. Hey! They really need a placeholder replacement team, like a team focused on going through and implementing all the stuff that's sitting around. I think that they do that. Like Ship Trespass? Or the Reputation system was picked up by the Mission Features team this year. That was just kind of sitting around. Or like the team that's building the star map is getting ready to replace the star map too. Love the channel and Star Citizen coverage. Excited to see your post-CitizenCon content. And during CitizenCon content, folks, keep an eye out on the YouTube channel. We'll have some short-form content of the show floor going out on YouTube. And we will be doing, a couple of streams on Twitch. Elite Dangerous Odyssey Refugee. Yeah, that was a big boost to this game. And to be honest, I really hate that that happened to Elite Dangerous, but I can never get over the fact that on several videos that year, people would be commenting on my video telling me that Elite Dangerous Odyssey was going to kill Star Citizen. Kind of like how this year people were commenting saying that Starfield was going to kill Star Citizen. And maybe next year people will comment and say that Star Wars Outlaws is going to kill Star Citizen. But I do remember that, and as much as it pains me to make the joke, Elite Dangerous Odyssey kind of killed Elite Dangerous. Any new surprises today? Nah, we're just going over some posts. About to look at some stuff from the devs too. Can we talk about PoPilot controls, Shield's power management? Speaking of things laying around, hopefully engineering gameplay boosts that. Yeah, Outlaws is still happening. You have over 3,500 hours in the game and hit a glass ceiling when you got serious about PvP, so you're waiting for some updates to gameplay and missions and stability. 3,500 hours is a freaking ton of time. That's an insane amount of time. You came to SC from Starfield? So did you not know about Star Citizen before you found out about Starfield? 'Cause that's actually really... That actually might be the kind of person I want to get on the podcast to talk. Because that's a really interesting path to take. And a pretty new path to take. It's not temps, it's consistent. PC crashes at Lagrange points. Huh. That's what happened to you, Echo? Dropping a few thousand hours in Outlaws. I think Outlaws should be pretty fun. As like a, you know, a kind of spend some time game. The same way that Starfield is fun, honestly. I'm sinking some great hours into Starfield. It's not my main game, but it's fun to do on the side. And I think Outlaws will be kind of similar. I wish you could see how many hours you spent in Star Citizen. I hope that they say that at some point. Yeah, I hope that at some point they implement that, because I'd like to know more specifically how many I've spent. People would be introduced to SC by the fact that people would compare the two. Yeah. Loved every aspect of the game when you saw it at first from a YouTuber, but you don't have any friends, so it's really hard to play when you have no one to play with. I have no friends who play this game. I have every single person who I play this game with I met in the game. Squirrel, your messages still disappear? You were waiting for Starfield, so you researched other games, came across SC and waded through all the BS and took the risk trying it. Congrats! Ooh, X4 is a good one to play in the meantime. Beds and ground vehicles. I hope that we can just carry around beds with us, you know? That would be a great way for them to allow us to have bed logout, but also make people have consequences for not thinking about bringing a bed with them. And it kind of takes up some of your inventory, so it's like a whole balance thing. Little bed packs. Maybe within Windows, yeah. I have a program that tracks my playtime. I think people think too small about games. Games aren't necessarily just competing with themselves anymore. They're competing with other entertainment. Movies, music, concerts. Like when Starfield came out, I was like, hey, instead of my last couple hours before I get ready for bed watching YouTube or watching a Netflix show, I'm going to play Starfield. And like, Netflix knows that. That's why they want in on the gaming industry. Right? They're all competing for the same eyeballs, and Star Citizen doesn't just need to look at other games as taking attention away, but other things too. But at the same time, all those things bring people to it. Like, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's playing Star Citizen because they saw Foundation. Am I going to buy a bigger ship than the MSR? No. I actually didn't buy the MSR. It was a gift. Lovely Reese in chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, as always. That was a gifted ship. And I have actually melted a bunch of other stuff, like referrals and stuff, to get a Carrack, but I didn't buy it, per se. It's kind of worked my way into it. Let's look at this thread, yeah? Just been kind of chilling, chatting. I love chatting. But let's take a look. It still looks like a coder's concept. The actual UI layout could definitely use some love. There's nothing to suggest this is in the works, so I was curious. They said, is personal inventory UI still being worked on? Now, I think they talked about this. The inventory itself is kind of getting removed because of physical inventory. But Niku, lovely CIG management team who has been super active lately on top of his stuff. Thank you, Niku. Answered, the inventory is continuously being improved internally. There's a lot of great tech and features that we are bringing into Star Citizen and Squadron that will dramatically change the feel and polish of Star Citizen. Have a peek at our schedule coming this weekend. There are many panels that would interest you, especially if you were looking for UI improvements. So, kind of a hint that maybe we'll see some inventory stuff, but not a confirmation. And I don't know if there were any other... No, that was a pretty simple one. I don't think there are any other posts in there. So, you know, maybe we'll see inventory stuff. Who knows? Such a shame that The Expanse ended. I haven't finished it yet because I didn't want to end it. Great show. Even better books, too. So if someone gifts you a ship bigger than the MSR, you'll keep it. I mean, I'm not gonna like get rid of a gift. It's kind of mean. At the very least, because I'm not somebody who's gonna be using big ships on my own, I'm just gonna like make my ships available to the org as org ships or something. So yeah, I'll use it. Just won't be my daily driver. Not that I need any ship gifted though. If anything, you can sponsor like a giveaway ship or something. But don't worry about me, guys. I'm shipped up. I'm good. I am A-okay. I really appreciate it. Software is good to track it until you format your C drive. Good point. Oh, the Expanse game. I think I'm going to do that maybe in December. I'll do a playthrough with you guys on stream. Because I haven't even touched those or looked into them yet. Is that a thing now or in the future? Sharing your ships with the org will be in the future. I think there's a chance Squadron could come to console. Maybe, but I don't know when. So here's our next post that I saw on Spectrum. I thought we could take a look at real quick. This person asked, scan angle indicator. Why did you remove the scan angle indicator from scanning mode? Now pilots have to guess how wide or narrow is their scan when they look for minerals and such. Has been a bit annoying. Yogi actually answered. Yogi's a homie. He's got his hands on a lot of important stuff, and I actually hope I can ask him a question or two while we're at CitizenCon. Said, so ping and scan are currently in the process of getting merged. So removing the existing set of ping controls is valid. Okay. Ping and scan are getting merged. I wonder how that'll work. Maybe the ping acts as your scan. You scan in a wave rather than a continuous thing. So the ping controls is valid, but that scan angles don't work certainly is not. It is possible, though, that those angles controls do not work if you are outside the scanning operator mode. Specifically. Okay. So anyways, the whole system... What does he say? There are still design considerations which buttons work in which operator mode, as we want the amount of reused buttons higher and the amount of specific buttons low. Do we want to change gunnery controls if we are not in guns operator mode? I get that. Makes sense. So anyways, the whole system is currently in the process of getting changed, and quite some stuff from Squadron 42 will be ported over, so expect more changes in the future. Love that sentence. As far as sub-targeting only being available after a target scan is indicated, however, I do think that a log charged ping might do the same. Also here though, I do not know exactly what the PTU state is. Sorry I can't do deeper dive on this right now because I am running tight on my CitizenCon schedule. Not a ton of information, just some feedback on the system, the fact that ping and scan are getting merged. Sticking with smaller ships as a solo, always find anything bigger than a Corsair or Connie as a solo annoying to use. I would like to be an advocate for the people who don't own ships. I put out a video about it, I need to release that publicly soon, about non-ship players. I think this is a pretty big faction of Star Citizen that hasn't really been considered all that much, that will only grow as the game gets more common. In fact, in the video I made, I show a poll where I think 50% or more of players want to spend at least 50% of their time not flying ships. Instead being gunners, turrets, engineers, FPS, medics, other things on ships. Over 50% said they want to spend more than 50% of their time not flying. Which means, at this point, when the main things to do in-game are flying ships and shooting each other, that undoubtedly more than 50% of this game will be filled with people who aren't necessarily looking to fly ships all the time. So yeah, I'd like to try and be a voice for people who aren't in that category, or who want to stick to small ships, like a Snub or a Pisces, or like you said, like a Cutlass or something. Because yeah, for like 8 years now, we've been able to play this game in the PU, and for 8 years now, the main thing to do has been combat-focused missions. What happens when engineering gets implemented? Salvage and mining get more missions, when hacking gets missions, exploration, investigation, when FPS escorts, all these things are going to get missions, and people are going to be like, I don't want to fly there, I just want somebody to take me to the mission so I can do it. You have a homie who loves space games but hates being a pilot. That's me. It's like the people like me who came from RPGs and stuff instead of Wing Commander. Hey Martin. You want to fly ships but you're not a fighter jockey? Hope they give us plenty to do sitting on the mothership in orbit. That too, yeah. Capital ship gameplay. Going back through the old jump gate demo from a prior CitizenCon, in that video, pyro jump point to ruined station, 24,000 QT fuel, Jesus. Their whole gravy chain is hooked to selling new shiny ships. Yeah, and that's a problem. That's why they need to start getting more into selling cosmetics, customization, apartments, land claims, anything that's not a ship. I think they should start to try and focus on for funding. Except for like items, you know, they need to be careful about that. Bush? I'm assuming you mean my beard. Thank you, Adam. Looking forward to engineering and medic stuff, but some real play at a med bay. Yeah, I'm trying to set a bone. CitizenCon's on Saturday. If you can't claim your cash items like you can a ship, then you'll never get that steady cash stream. Yeah, they will always have that. I'm pretty sure it would be illegal for them to not allow you to claim your cash items. And that's why they've talked about the ability to respawn those things. I think in the last Inside Star Citizen they talked about it. Should have went the hab route with ship interiors. What do you mean by that, Vazaris? The hab route. I don't think we're going to get a scanning update at CitizenCon, unfortunately. I wish, I hope, but I don't think it's going to happen. CitizenCon starts at 11 a.m. PST. Yeah, you can't claim stuff right now, but if you look in the last Inside Star Citizen, they've talked about getting that feature working. You put 2.5 hours in Elite on console, bought a PC, and tried SC out. Haven't looked back since. Then the Road to 4.0 engineering video came out and you realized you're here for crew gameplay, not piloting. That's what I'm talking about, Bing. Glad to have you with us for that. Azrael, how you doing? Um, let's see. Any other good... And let me open this entirely. See if there were any other good dev answers here. So I don't think there's really anything else to go over dev-wise. That's about it. That's what I had for us today, guys. Just a little review, little talking. Like I've said probably too many times now today, we will be doing our own content during this whole period. The show itself starts... See if I can just... The show itself starts at 11 a.m., but the doors open at 9. And the pre-show, the official pre-show, doesn't start until 10. So from that period of 9 a.m. until around 10:30, 11, if time permits, I don't exactly know what will be happening there, I am aiming to give you guys a live stream from the show floor right here on Twitter or on Twitch, and give you a little bit more of like an inside look into what's going on. And maybe if we have time during like a lunch break or after the days or in between panels, I will try and do some more of that. But really, we're going to be focused on filming YouTube content. So YouTube Shorts will be going up with people answering questions, people talking about some of the things maybe that they have seen over the course, or no, sorry, that stuff's going in later videos. Or no, my bad. I will be asking people there and then what they think of the stuff that they've seen. In later videos, we will also be... Oh God, I'm getting mixed up now. We'll be putting out content. I'll say that much. We've got different types of interviews. We've got questionnaires. We've got trivia where I will be giving people out some giveaway prizes. Mrs. Tomato has put together some lovely giveaway prizes. And we'll be doing little trivia posts where we ask people questions on video, they answer, we'll post it to you guys, but they'll get a little prize out of it. So keep an eye out for that kind of content if you want to see CitizenCon live. But afterwards, it's going to be a few days before I start putting out content because I got to drive back home and stuff. So, you know, might be a little bit of lag, but keep an eye out. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out now, a lot of news and opinions, and I think this is going to drive a lot of talking points for the next couple weeks. I do hope that the stuff we see here, some of it we do see in game this quarter. Or else I think the hype will die pretty quickly. Will I be dropping in on Level Caps Mike's stream? No, they will be away from the event. I'm going to be doing everything live there. So I'll be doing something live with Astropub, but I'm not going to be getting on other people's stuff. Ask them if they like cilantro. Am I ending the stream or still going? I'm going to wrap it up here in a couple minutes. Just about done. Just chill and have fun. Oh, I'll be having fun. Don't worry. When do I think homesteads will be in the game? You mean player homesteads or just the general colonialism outposts? Player homesteads is, I don't know, 2025. Hoping to hear literally anything about the economy. Anything. Please. I agree. Yes, CitizenCon starts on Saturday. That's what I meant. Enjoy the ride. Thank you. Need to build the org base. Should we build the org base out of 32 SU boxes? Where do I plan to hang out after the event? We're going to the Bar Citizens. We'll also be doing our own garden meetup. So anybody from the community, whether you're on the streams here or on Discord, grab the role on Discord for CitizenCon. It's in the channel. If you go to the CitizenCon channel, you'll get the role, and then we will ping you with our location of where we're meeting up. It'll be 9 p.m. After Bar Citizen one of the nights. Just meet up, have some drinks, tell some stories, make some funs. Maybe cut everybody's hair or something. I don't know. Something weird. Have you ever felt the need to get perspective from software engineers? Yes. I've talked to a couple of devs. Usually, so we had somebody from ZeniMax from Bethesda on to talk about server meshing sometimes. But generally, the software side is hard to talk about because CIG isn't super open about that stuff. They tell us like the basics. I try to find guests who are putting out content themselves, because generally that's how I go about, you know, finding guests. We can use all the legal stuff to build it, like drugs. Our drive will be about 5 hours. Okay, let me... So you guys on YouTube, you're going to head over to InfoRunners, and then I'm going to go and hop on to their voice channel so I can talk to them a little bit about CitizenCon. I've got a little while, about 30, 40 minutes here. For everybody else over on Twitch, where will you guys be going off to? Let's see. Oh no, I don't think I can raid their channel. Because I think they have to... Uh-oh. I think he has to allow me... Oh, there it is. Cool. Ruling that software cannot call themselves engineers like PE. PE like professional engineer. You like watching Mike, but sometimes lack of technical knowledge can lead to larger misunderstandings. There's a lot of technical knowledge video podcast episodes if you go back through the years. I mean, I've brought in people who work on databases themselves. Like I said, one of the engineers from ZeniMax was on to talk about server meshing a bit. Yeah, give a look back through the archive. Am I planning on moving my character to Pyro? Probably not. I don't know. I might keep a second character there. My 0 to hero character. All right, Twitch. Where are you going? Where are you headed? Where are we sending you off to? Let's head over to the lovely and wonderful... Oh, HG Vertical's on. Cutlet's on. We just raided Cutlet. I'll send you over to Vertigo. One last time before we go, folks, until we are live on the floor at CitizenCon. Thanks again for coming. Always appreciate having you guys here live for some chat and questions. I hope you got all your questions answered, or at least got some of the expectations. Sorry about my rant at the beginning. Unfortunate if somebody cancels us because I'm a privileged streamer, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Anyways, thanks again. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, wonderful day, and like, go find I don't know. Go find Tony Z. Tell me we want to talk to him. Either way. Hey, it's Void Dude. How are we going to get a Void Dude in here at the last freaking second, man? Thanks for dropping by, dude. I hope you're doing well, Void. Thanks for that last gifted sub over to him. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Cheers, everybody. I'll catch you later. Bye.